Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Rachel Williams begins now.
Good evening, everyone. It's been an Anzac Day unlike anything Australia's seen before. We couldn't gather as one, but that didn't stop Tasmanians embodying the Anzac spirit, honouring and remembering all those who served. Amid strict lockdowns, intimate services paid tribute to our fallen heroes.
As the sun rose, there was silence. The flame burned on, but the Hobart cenotaph was empty. An Anzac Day like we've never seen before. Usually thousands would be standing right here and in places just like it across the nation. But today it was different. As we reflected at home at Government House, the Premier and Governor paid tribute at dawn.
Courage, resilience and respect. This year, with the pandemic to fight, control and defeat, these values are so important.
An official commemoration at Anglesey Barracks streamed live into homes around the state. An intimate but emotional ceremony.
And whilst I would not dare compare the hardship or the sacrifice that our veterans have faced in many theatres of combat to the challenges before us now, it is this spirit that all of us must now call upon.
Thanking all servicemen and women, past and present.
To those that have gone before us, to those who are still with us, and to all those who currently serve, be assured that your dedication, your bravery and your efforts for peace will never be forgotten.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
The sound of a lone bugle ringing out across the city. Before a minute's silence for all of us to reflect. In the northwest, the Defence Force is right now on our own front line, working around the clock as part of the coronavirus outbreak response. A battle of a different kind.
Spending this morning covered from tip to toe in personal protective equipment, representing the Air Force in support of Tasmanian government was something that I will remember for the rest of my life.
The day spent helping us as the pandemic changes every aspect of our lives.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. This operation has never been done before in Defence Force, but I've got to say it's an honour to be a part of it.
It was an Anzac Day unlike any other. Michelle Wisby, 7 Tasmania News.
There were no marches, no ceremonies, but no one could forget the sacrifices made by Australians in uniform. Some stood in driveways with candles, others made sure the solemn day didn't pass in silence.
Isolated by a virus but united by gratitude. In Tasmania's darkest hour, the Anzac flame burned bright in houses and driveways. There was one Hobart home which received special attention, that of World War II veteran and former prisoner of war Bill Young.
Just on duty today, Billy, and we just wanted to thank you on behalf of Hobart Fire Brigade for your service.
Thank you for the work that you do, particularly in those great fires everywhere.
Strangers paid their respects one after the other. Even Tasmania's most powerful man was humbled in his presence.
Don't get up.
No, don't get up. You sit down.
How are you?
Hello.
I'm well, thanks, Premier.
He's seen the world change countless times. If you need courage and strength in ours, Bill has it.
Well, we'll never be the same again. We'll forget away a lot of differences and we will be united in a lot of purposes. And it can't help but be beneficial in the long run.
It's really great to think that people are so thankful for Dad, for the services and what he did.
Elsewhere, it was an Anzac Day few could recognise. Saddened RSL leaders are looking to the future with hope.
More people in more streets have got together than we would ever manage to get to Royal Park to the Cenotaph. And I reckon most people next year will say, well, gee, I missed last year, but I'll make sure I don't miss this year.
In Launceston, the wreaths still piled up at the Cenotaph. As 11 a.m. struck, so too did the notes of the last post from RSL City Band members scattered across the city. streets normally packed with marchers, filled only with drizzle. Thousands had also been due to watch the clash between Hawthorn and West Coast. Instead, UTAS Stadium is entirely empty, but the Anzac message is well and truly on display. But if you missed Bill Young, don't worry. The 94-year-old promises he'll be back with his medals next Anzac Day.
Well, for the next 20 or so, for long range, I'm quite willing to do it every year, and that'll be lovely. Yes.
Sean McComish, 7 Tasmania News.
Our nation's Antarctic research personnel have also marked the day with traditional services thanks to a coronavirus-free status. All 4 stations paying tribute to veterans, many of whom were responsible for helping develop Australia's presence on the continent.
They may be hundreds of kilometres away, but distance wasn't going to stop the Australian Antarctic Division from joining the rest of the country in marking Anzac Day.
At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
All 89 members at the Division's 4 stations taking part. Their commemoration's unique this year, with their coronavirus-free status allowing them to conduct traditional services.
So a collective celebration, a dawn service, the ability with their comrades to pay respects to those Australians who've made such great sacrifices.
On Macquarie Island, they raised flags and paused for a moment's silence, paying tribute to those who made the ultimate sacrifice. They also took part in another Anzac Day tradition, digging coins out their pockets for a game of 2-up.
That'll make the 9 o'clock news.
Personnel at Casey, Mawson and Davis also pausing to commemorate. Temporary war memorials set up on the continent's surface, providing a chance for all to pay their respects.
We lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow. Loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields.
The Division's head says the development of Australia's interests on the Antarctic owes much to World War II veterans.
Volunteered to go to Antarctica and ran the landing ships and the amphibious vehicles that actually built our stations and created the program that we're delivering now.
The efforts of all receiving praise.
And it was really uplifting to be able to look and see my expeditioners and those Australians coming together in a group.
John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
To Tasmania's coronavirus update now, and a 10th person has died from the disease. Our reporter Michelle Wisby joins us now with the details. Good evening, Michelle. What do we know about this case?
Rachel, we heard from health authorities this morning that a 90-year-old man from the northwest has died from coronavirus. He's the 10th life lost in Tasmania. It's been confirmed the man was being cared for at the Mersey Community Hospital at La Trobe before he died yesterday. It's the 9th death as a result of the ongoing northwest outbreak. Overnight, 2 more cases were confirmed, bringing the state's total to 207. They're both men in their 20s in the northwest, and they are close contacts of a previously confirmed case. 117 people have now recovered and almost 8,000 tests have now been done. Now, as that testing does increase, a new clinic has today opened at Launceston's Elfin Sports Centre to meet this rising demand. In a statement earlier, the Premier said he continues to do everything in his power to fight the virus, and Rachel, he's urged Tasmanians to stay safe and look out for one another.
Yeah, very good advice. Thank you for that, Michelle. Michelle Wisby with that update. Welcome back, everyone. While many soldiers, past and present, grapple with a different Anzac Day, one Tasmanian association is urging all veterans to stay connected. It comes as isolation, mental and physical health issues continue to plague those who have served. But help is out there.
RSLs across Tasmania shut and empty. An unusual sight on this historic day of gathering to remember.
Have a beer or a cup of tea and discuss their service and swap shared memories of what they went through. They can't do that.
Isolation may be important as part of COVID-19 restrictions, but for many veterans, it's become a different kind of battle to fight.
We're in our 70s, 80s and 90s, some of them, Some are not mobile, they have health issues and also mental issues, PTSD. And the restrictions placed on us now compounds all those things together.
Leading to the head of the Vietnam Vets Association to pen a letter to all members to check up on one another.
I urge the Vietnam veterans to ring up a mate, establish contact with them and see how they're going. Do they need any help?
Service group Mates for Mates says people who have recently left service can also experience adjustment troubles.
It's about 1 in 8 people that leave the military have a really challenging time. Yet those who come back from service overseas, they have all the different challenges of the culture shock that hits them when they come back to Australia, and even more so when they transition into civilian life again.
Online psychological and physical help now being offered through telehealth, as members also gather together online throughout the week.
We're doing different sort of like cooking shows, and we're all sort of reviewing different movies and things on Netflix or that people are watching, and all kind of coming together and having a conversation and just being social and staying connected.
But an important message on Anzac Day, there are support services available. Ruby Kamane, 7 Tasmania News.
Welcome back. 18 degrees today in Hobart. Launceston had a top of 16 with 17 in Burnie and Devonport. 19 was the state's top temperature for Fingal, Campania, Bushy Park and Ouse. St Helens and Grove hit 18, 17 for Cressy, Smithton and Wynyard. Low Head, Strawn and King Island all 16 degrees, with 15 the top at Sheffield and 12 for Lyowini. On the charts over Tasmania, high level cloud visible masking low cloud today. Further out, an extensive band of mid and high level cloud extends across WA and the Bight. Low speckled cloud visible just south of WA following a cold front, with convective cloud over Queensland, while the interior remains mostly clear. Tomorrow, a cold front will cross Tasmania early. A high will form in the Bight, with low pressure troughs lingering about the far north. On the waters, northwesterly winds tomorrow 20 to 30 knots, shifting west to southwesterly early on, reaching 35 knots in the south with seas to 4 metres there, with 2 to 3 metre swells elsewhere. A few warnings. There's a gale warning for eastern and southern coastal waters from Wineglass Bay to Low Rocky Point, and a strong wind warning for all remaining coastal waters, including southeast, southwest and central inshore lakes. Onto the forecast, early showers for most areas tomorrow, 16 in Hobart and Richmond, 15 for Ouse. 17 in Launceston, 16 in Devonport, 14 degrees for Deloraine. 16 in showers across the board for Burnie, Strawn and Curry, with 19 degrees for St Helens, cloud clearing there, 18 for Swansea and 17 degrees at Whitemark. Looking ahead to Monday, and showers expected about the west, the south and central parts, mostly fine elsewhere. Showers through the north and the west on Tuesday, pretty fine conditions other than that, with statewide showers expected on Wednesday. Taking a look now at your major centres around Australia, 25 and cloudy in Perth, 20 degrees for Adelaide, rain easing in 18 for Melbourne, 27 and cloudy in Sydney, with a sunny 28 degrees for Brisbane. And a bit of a grey old day today, Rach. Still a few clouds about, 17 in Hobart, 14 in Launceston and Devonport. That's all from me.
Well, that's all your news for now. Thanks for joining us. Take care. Good night.